So today we are out in Woodinville and I'm gonna show you around. If you are thinking about living in the Woodinville area and you wanna see what it's like, come join me. I'm actually on a real estate tour with a client, but I'm gonna take some time in and out of that to give you the lowdown of what it's like here in Woodinville. We're in a little one-story home here. And this is the first one that I'm going to be showing. I'll take you by the high school and just give you a sense of what it's like to live around, drive around here in the Woodinville area. So if this is one of the places that you're considering, maybe you work for Microsoft, you want to be close to Redmond, you want to be on the east side of Lake Washington, Woodinville is a very popular area. It's still slightly rural. It still feels a little bit like you're out in the woods. And so we'll get a feel for what that's like here today. So if this is your first time on my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Emily Cressey, local real estate agent, and this channel is devoted to helping people who are relocating to the Seattle area to find the right neighborhood for them. So we go through different areas, we drive around, we talk about it, go through the pros and cons and just the lifestyle of some of these neighborhoods that are so popular, but it's hard to know just from looking on a map what you're gonna get when you land on the streets. So come out with me today. We'll take a look at we'll take a look at Woodinville, and you can also subscribe to my channel and check out the other neighborhood video tours that we've done there as well. Look forward to fielding any questions. If you want to come out and take a look at homes with me or just have questions about the area, I'd be happy to take your calls. You can reach me at my website, homeproassociates.com. Okay, we're at Woodinville High School, home of the Falcons. Let's just drive in and see what this is like. Woodinville is kind of near Redmond, east of Bothell. New construction. There's a stormwater pond. A lot of these new developments with new buildings are required to have some place for rainwater to go, often a retention pond or something like that, frequently concreted in and fenced off. Everyone is responsible for handling the rainwater that they produce on their property, and if more than a certain percentage of the property is paved, so the water can't permeate and it would be running off the land, you have to have a place to catch it and allow it to soak in, so that we are catching and retaining a lot of our rainwater in the local area rather than just sending it down the storm drains. So we went from 38th Street Southeast developments, right? Everything was dense and next to each other, and we had the stormwater runoff. Next block over is country land, and this is what it would have been like before the developments went in. So oftentimes we see those new housing developments going in older or less dense areas like this, where the land is less expensive and more affordable. Now we're in Woodinville. This area has a rural industrial feel. Historically kind of a farmy area, but developing. Have a lot of wineries here without an associated vineyard, just a place that wineries started congregating. There's a train track. They used to run a train, and I think I took one of their last train trips on there. That was like a tour of the wineries. So they would take you on the train up here to the wineries and then take you back down south. Okay, so we're still in Woodinville, still driving north. There's a bikini barista type of espresso joint. So I was talking about some of the, why do I want to say the softer side of Sears? No, the less soft side of Woodinville, which is not specific to Woodinville, but fairly common in a lot of areas in Washington and the Seattle area. So we have two things, which are the bikini baristas, which you saw back there, and the pot shops. So the bikini barista this is the home of the original Starbucks, right? Starbucks Coffee Company started here. We have the perfect climate for people needing to carry around their comfort cup of coffee every day. I like a mocha or a latte if I'm trying to avoid so much sugar and chocolate, which I don't know if I should be avoiding it every day or not, but that's my drink of choice should we ever meet and you want to surprise me with a cup of coffee, or just putting it out there. But I have never been to a bikini barista, but the idea, as you can imagine, is that the girl behind the counter is not wearing very much clothing. So part of the fun of going through a drive-through coffee experience would be to have her there in her all together with a bikini and not much else to serve the coffee. So it's just kind of a thing that's become more common, and if you're not aware of it and it catches you by surprise and you've got your whole family in the car, it could potentially be awkward. So now you know, bikini baristas, you are forearmed. So Washington State legalized marijuana a couple years back, and so it's been interesting. There have been a lot of pot shops to pop up, and I don't know that they'll all be able to stay in business or what, but there are a lot of them. I mean, they're kind of like 7-Eleven, where they're just everywhere. Typically, they're often painted bright green, but not always. Obviously, it's the owner's choice, but that's kind of the code color. They also often have a lot of beautiful graffiti style, like outdoor paint and murals and that type of a thing, just sort of a trippy type of art. So I have never gone there. I have never experienced whatever the product selection is, but I understand that it's smokables and eatables. So if you go there and try to grab like some gummy bears or brownies for the road, just beware that there might not be the normal gummy bears and brownies that you would get at a normal 7-Eleven type store. So again, now you know the local intel. You can be forewarned, forearmed when you get here. So we're crossing over Cathcart. They've got a huge park around here with a really cool water, what's it called? Like a sprinkler pad or a water pad for kids in the summer. The idea is that it's not a pool where someone could drown. That would not be safe. They used to do wading pools pretty commonly in this area through the Parks Department, but now the new thing is these little sprinkler parks or spray parks or splash parks, and there is a nice one here around Cathcart Road, and the idea is that you can take your kids when, during the 3 months of the summer when it's warm enough to take off your shirt, and you can go out there and turn on the sprinklers and run around and get sprayed, and the moms can sit on the grass and eat sandwiches and peanut butter pretzels, and the kids can run around and have a good time. And it's fun for all ages, and it's a nice way to hang out and get some social time in the summer with friends you bring or just other folks that you're meeting up with. And just a lot of more industrial uses. There was actually a company that was started in this area by a policeman he was doing pistol holsters. And so his business, he used to go to our church, they built special holsters that would kind of squeeze your pistol into position so it wouldn't fall out, but there was no strap or closure needed to hold it in. And these became very popular with police and the military and other people who needed to do a quick draw potentially in their line of work. So that became, from a garage business, they rented space out here, light industrial space here in the Woodinville area, and then ended up getting so big they looked around for another building and they could not find any more light industrial available. It was completely booked up, and obviously Woodinville has become very popular for housing as well, so it's just in demand. On the right you can see the bright water treatment plant. They treat sewage water So it's an industrial facility there for sure, but they have a cool museum. They have little gardens that grow with the reclaimed water. They have a huge grounds with trails. A lot of people come here to walk dogs. I've come here with our homeschool group when my kids were younger, run around in the woods, look for frogs and snakes and salamanders and all sorts of cool stuff there in the Brightwater facility, and they do school tours as well. They've done a nice job of making something that could potentially be unpleasant into something a little nicer. So thanks so much for joining me as we learned a little bit about the Woodinville area today. I hope this tour has been enlightening and helpful. If you want to take a look at some homes or see what's available, give me a call. homeproassociates.com is my website. You can get all my contact information from there. And my name is Emily Cressey. I'm a real estate agent here in the Seattle area, also a Seattle native, looking forward to helping you with your exciting home search journey.